sensitive, because think about it. You have one person on stage in front of the masses with whatever their ideas are. There's no music, there's no acting. It's just me speaking my opinion. And in some countries, that's tyrannical. Yeah. That's dangerous. Yeah. Okay.
Because, sorry, just
go ahead.
But also, in some ways, when you're in front of the stage and it's just you and your thoughts and you're relaying it, you're quite vulnerable.
Yeah. And so is the country.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you're, what if you say overthrow the king?
Yeah.
And this whole group of people are listening, right?
Yeah.
So that's why it's important, first off, that the comedian know what they're going to say and why they're saying it. The other component is that I think in comedy in general, the way it's promoted, especially in South Africa, and I've been telling anyone that'll listen, it's too closely affiliated with alcohol. So the major sponsor in this country is Savannah. And I'm like, Savannah, you need to come out with a non-alcoholic beverage, because comedy and alcohol, or comedy and a bar, is actually not synonymous. Speaking one's truths, going somewhere and having an order, tell a story, is not threatening. So, for example, at Timbuktu, it's a cafe, right? Yeah. It's a cafe, and most of the comedians are non-Muslims. Yeah. But that room is so packed, so consuming, right? So the art of storytelling is there, but the idea of modern comedy has a dangerous vibe to it. It has a toxic Hollywood. It has a unreliable, unsafe vibe, right? And our community is self-preservation and safety. That's number one. Number two, I noticed that the value that we put on a comedian, the fact that we don't see them as the modern philosopher, the fact that we see them as the modern clown or the modern whore, no offense, right? That kind of value is gradually changing. I'm seeing that it's gradually changing. And third, and most importantly, is that especially in immigrant communities, they only want what's best for their children. And whatever they think is safe is what they put on their kids. All you ever have to do is convince your parents that you're good, that you're going to be the best version of whatever it is. And eventually they come around. So my dad, like I said, made fun of me for being a clown. But when he sat in the audience at Carnegie Hall and Kennedy Center, and I'm the first Palestinian, first Muslim, first Arab woman ever to do comedy in that institution, he shut up. Yeah. And he took me seriously, and he's like, whoa, she's a visionary. Because immigrants are actually visionaries. Yeah. When you're bold enough to leave your community of comfort and go clear across the world for a better life, you're a visionary. Yeah. And when the kid gets, and the parent, they get each other, and the parent's like, oh, whoa, my kid's a visionary, and breaking ground in different ways. And that person is going to do it because I love them fully and I got their back. That comedian, that artist, that musician, that doctor, whatever it is, that person is going to really have an impact both on the community. Like, most of the time I walk anywhere in this country, I'm the first Palestinian they've met. Yeah. Right. So have I let my father down? No. He's just like, whoa. Yeah. And I'm like, Dad, you got to see the Muslims down here. Yeah. The Muslims in Cape Town, they're so spiritually in tune. Like, my dad would sit there and be worrying about something. I'm like, so you pray 5 times a day, right? He's like, yeah. I'm like, you're a hedge, right? Like, yeah. So then you think God's got this, right? Because you pray. What are you worrying about? Yeah. Leave it up there. He's like, Mona. I love Sundays with Mona. So you see, I'm only a product of my society, but I had to have belief in myself that what I was pursuing was worth it, and I had to prove to my parents I wasn't going to half-ass it. Because how many doctors in our community are half-assing it? They got loans up the yin-yang, they got a wife they think they should marry, they're spending too much on their house, they're in debt, and all they want to do is probably play a guitar. Yeah.
Which is to skate to do.
Yeah. So I say follow your heart.
So what has it done? Like, what has the journey done for you? You obviously in my opinion, very confident. And I don't know if this has always been how you've been, but what is, so those kinds of things, you know what, let's go back to your first performance. What did that do for you?
So it was the first time, my first performance. So it was a comedy class for women. You had 5 classes, and the finale was a show. Mm-hmm. I hated the classes. Okay. I'm like, I'm funnier than these people. Yeah. That's how arrogant I am. Yeah. Right? But the finale, which is the show in front of a whole live audience, which I incorporate. This pressure cooker of performing is the part I include in the kids' comedy classes. They have to feel that pressure, because then you go inward. And it was the first time I'd ever talked to myself. I'd always sought the approval and support of others. Yeah. It was the first time I'm like, all right, Mona, just don't throw up on the stage. Everything's gonna be fine. Just have fun. Yeah. And you got this. Yeah. That was the first time I'd ever done it. Yeah. And then for every comedian, when you get that first laugh, it's like, what? Oh, because these people don't know you, and you're just reflecting some observation you made at the gym or something, right? That was the most rewarding thing, and it made me feel like, okay, now I had studied international law, all this stuff, all the freedom fighting, all the empowerment. Yes. I'm like, nah, one little joke that lasted 30 seconds or a minute in a 5-minute set made that room understand me understand them, and everyone left feeling great. So that's the beginning. What led up to that point and what has got me here now has been me shedding different layers and beliefs that I had at a young age. So my history I talk about on stage is my weight loss. I lost 75 kilo. What belief system created the weight, and then what belief systems have been removing it? And that's a long journey, and I'm not sure you have enough time for this podcast to tell you all that.
Okay, so I'm gonna do the complete the sentence. I did send it to you, so I'm sure you have some kind of idea what you're gonna answer already. Yeah. Okay, so we actually just started this like in our last interview, and it went well. So we're gonna go with it. Okay, so basically what it is for the people watching, is that we just start a sentence and Mona's gonna complete it with whatever she believes the answer should be. So the first one is, Allah is
love.
Love is
play.
The world needs
more play.
Happiness is
freedom. Happiness is the joy of a child at play. Complete freedom. They go to the park with no keys, no ID. They're not worried if they have the right shit. They're not worried about their phone. They just go until they can't. And they come home smelling like outside. And they're like, give me food. What if what if we're all just grown kids? If you took ice in a glass of water and the ice melts, is the ice gone? No. It's just changed its form. So you're a child that's now just bigger.
If you ask my mom sitting here, for everyone watching, and if you ask my mother, she'll tell you I'm still a child. It's not even an adult child.
You're a child. And that's good. One day you're gonna thank God that she kept saying that.
Yeah. Okay, and then success is
when it all makes sense, when all the dots connect, when the pain that you went through makes so much sense now because of the cool thing that you can do because of having taken on not succumbing to the pain.
Being a Muslim to you means?
Being a Muslim to me means such a blessing. It means acknowledging the God and spirituality in others, as well as myself. And most importantly, being a Muslim means of service. I am 100% of service. Wherever I'm supposed to go, let it show up. Wherever I'm not supposed to go, let it show up. I take divine inspired action, and whatever, before I step on stage, I say Ole. And if you look at the history of Ole is the Muslims in Spain saying Ya Allah, meaning God use me as a divine tool. Whatever comes out of my mouth is on you, bro. I did all the homework up to here. I wrote the jokes. I stand on stage, I say Ole, and whatever comes out of my mouth. There's been times I'm like, what did I say?
Okay, and then the last one of those are leadership is.
Leadership is the day you realize you're living your life's purpose and your life's dream. You're now responsible to help others get theirs done. Period.
Wow, that's awesome. So I'm just gonna go back to the question before that. When the question was being Muslim to me means. And it was very interesting because I also do that thing where I'm like talking to Allah and like